My name is Courtney. I am the owner and the founder of the Rescue K9 Equine. I have been doing this for 2 years now, this June. I've been doing rescue, just in general volunteering and working for other rescues for 6 years now. I'm 24 years old, and kind of basically what I do with my rescue is I will go to shelters and dogs, horses, pretty much all livestock. I've got pigs and donkeys and goats and all that good stuff. But animals that are kind of on their last leg, they got a couple hours left before euthanasia, or they're just not in good shape. Basically, I'm kind of their last option. So I'll take animals that are don't have any choices, and we'll bring them home, get them cleaned up, get them cared for, fed, loved on, and find them new places to go. Kindness is something I think is selfless, something that you don't really expect much in return. I guess, well, when I say selfless, you always feel good after you do something kind, and so that's kind of selfish, but, something that you do out of the goodness out of your heart and don't expect anything specific in return. The world doesn't revolve without goodness and kindness and love, without people doing good things for one another, for animals and people alike. There's no positivity, there's no compassion, there's no goodness. So kindness is just something that it should be involved in, something you do on a day-to-day basis. Why do I do what I do? That's kind of a hard question to answer. It's just, again, kind of goes back to why kindness is important. Everybody has a different journey in life, and I think that my journey is just simply this, doing something that not a whole lot of people can do. I've been blessed with the opportunity of taking care of a whole bunch of animals and kind of making that my main day-to-day, and that's just not something everybody's able to do. So with that ability, that opportunity, that's just kind of what I've chosen to do, and that's the path I've chosen to take. We have a lot to learn from animals, a lot. Kindness is such a cool thing to talk about because it's so related to animals in general. What I just said was kindness is something that people are, whatever does without this expectation of what's in return, and that's exactly what animals do. They don't expect anything in return except for your love. So the things that they do out of, this sounds kind of goofy, but the things that they do out of the goodness of their heart are true and genuine, and they just do it because they love you and they want to do something to make you happy. How did I get started is a great question. It's probably the question I get the most. And it's probably my easiest question to answer. And as cheesy as it sounds, it's just kind of who I am. It's who I've always been since I was a little bitty kid. A quality that family and friends have seen in me since I was a kid. And it just it has greatly blossomed since I was able to move out on my own and started really getting involved in other people's rescues. And 2 years ago, I had like 3 foster dogs, and which isn't, to me now it's not a lot, but at that time was quite a bit having in my house. And it just kind of hit me. I already am doing so much of this 24/7. I may as well just really go out there and start a real rescue group and see what kind of difference I could actually make and have other people fostering. And that way I'm taking in a whole bunch rather than just 2 or 3 at a time. And so, again, it's just kind of been who I always have been, and just has blossomed in the last couple of years. Man, one of my favorite stories, something that I don't talk about. It's hard to talk about whenever this is a topic, but I've always struggled with depression, and I've been suicidal since I was a younger adult. Something I've struggled with for a long time, and that's, of course, not something you just go out and spread around, but I found out that my love for animals was kind of bringing me back in and kind of helping me figure out that I'm going to be okay. I'm going to make it through. And that's kind of why this has been such a huge deal for me with rescue, with animals in general, is they give me a lot of hope in the world. Once again, tracing back to kindness, is animals are just so genuine. They love you from the bottom of their heart. They do what they can for you, and all they ask is that you love them in return. And since I've gotten Skipper, Skipper is my horse. I've had him for a year now. Since I got Skipper, rescued Skipper, I have not had any episodes of depression and have completely gotten off medication. So this has been kind of a big year for me, and it's been a whirlwind as my rescue has grown quite a bit. But I'm reminded every day of how blessed I am to have all of these animals in my life, because I mean they've literally saved my life and changed me for the better. It's a huge deal. You know, I've been able to I've saved over 200 animals in the last 2 years, which has been fabulous and really a blessing. But again, I think I'm so much more thankful for them saving my life than for, you know, them for me saving theirs. And it's been a whirlwind, and it's been great. I've been so blessed. Yes, I have. And while, you know, of course, running a rescue isn't all easy peasy, happy go lucky, excuse me. It's the kind of stress that I'm happy to deal with. You know, I would so much rather choose this kind of stress than being in a 9 to 5, you know, don't have much going on. I'm not saying everybody who works a 9 to 5 doesn't have much going on, but, you know, I just not having anything for me personally, and this is just kind of where I've been placed, and I'm lucky in that way. Kindness that someone has done to me on a daily basis. I hear from people on, you know, through social media or through email or even through text messages, because, you know, my cell phone number's out there for people to use. That's what I'm here for. And on a daily basis, I will get people sending me messages and texts about how appreciative they are for what I do, and simply just saying, hey, I don't know you. I just want to let you know what you do is awesome, and thank you, and keep on going. And people seriously have no idea what an impact that makes. You know, it's not cheesy. That's not creepy. It's really, really heartfelt, and I love that. It warms me every time I get a message like that, just because, you know, I may be having a bad day, or it's been a stressful day in rescue, and getting that affirmation is just, it's really beautiful, and I love hearing it. So that's kind of a daily kindness that I get that I just am very thankful for. Sometimes I don't even really know how to respond, because it's just such a beautiful compliment. People will say, oh my gosh, you're so wonderful, and I don't even know who you are, and I don't even know how to respond to that, because I'm so thankful. It's so sweet, and it's just, it's beautiful that people are so comfortable reaching out and saying, I so appreciate what you do, and that's something that I kind of need, you know, I need support, and it's beautiful to be able to receive that without even having to ask. It's wonderful. And not to mention, golly, I mean the thousands of people who have donated to my rescue. Again, people that don't have a clue who I am, but know what I do, and are so generous, and they have no problem donating, and give so freely, and that's it's wonderful, and I appreciate it every day. So Skipper was my first horse. I've been around horses my whole life. I was lucky enough to be brought up around horses. But Skipper was my first horse, and he came from actually another rescue group who the boss of that rescue group had gotten him, and he was a show horse, and decided that they didn't need him anymore, and they were just going to kind of dump him. So she took him, and I got Skipper from her, and again, Skipper I've always been interested in horses, always loved horses, but Skipper was who brought out this crazy, insane, this crazy, insane love for horses, and that's kind of become my everyday, today thing. And Skipper essentially really has changed my life, just in general, and I'm appreciative to him for that. He's a great boy. Love him to death. So Ferdinand she's a girl. Ferdinand's got a goofy story, but Ferdinand actually had a sister, and I specifically had gone and bought 2 Holstein heifer calves from a gentleman who I had found out wasn't caring for his calves, and wasn't giving them the proper medications and proteins and vitamins and stuff that they need, and they were all real skinny, and I specifically bought the 2 from him that were the skinniest and the most sick. And my goal was, of course, to get them healthy, and they would be here on the ranch with me and live a great, happy dairy cow life. And unfortunately, one of them didn't make it, despite, all of our efforts to keep her around. Unfortunately, she was just too sick. But Ferdinand has just blossomed. She's a spunky, goofy little girl. She's got a whole lot of love to give, and I'm real excited to see her grow and develop over the next 20, 30, however many years. Very excited about her. Mario is our sweet donkey that we have on property. Mario is probably the most loving little donkey on the face of the planet. I've actually literally had a 5-year-old boy throw his arms around his neck and swing off of him. Not that I was okay with that, but he's just that gentle and that sweet. And Mario's story is he was actually going to be euthanized the day that I adopted him. And I just cannot imagine not having him here at this point. He's just such a loving boy, and he loves everybody that comes out here, and he's fun. He's very talkative too. My goodness, he's got a lot to say. Again, once again, tracing back to kindness, is animals are just so genuine. They love you from the bottom of their heart. They do what they can for you, and all they ask is that you love them in return.